Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide and to another edition of Q&A. So let's begin. The Boox Leaf C! I can't wait to see your review. That is amazing. Thank you. Is this addition to the Go 7 or did it get a name change? I have to check out my communication. I think it was at some point mentioned as a Leaf C, or maybe it was just Go Color C, and in my head when I saw the images I made it as a Leaf C and then I may have misspoken. I apologize about that. But to all intents and purposes, it is a color version of the Leaf with the upgraded SoC. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for another great video. I noticed that you said Kobo Sage is your favorite e-reader. It's also what I use strictly for reading. I use my Remarkable 2 for writing. I like the Kobo ecosystem, but I'm debating getting something with color as I also need drawing magazines. What would you recommend for a color e-reader in current or possibly upcoming market, 8 inches or larger? I currently read magazines on my iPad, but it's bulky and heavy to hold for reading. Look forward to possible recommendation on your next Q&A session, and here it is. Unfortunately, I don't really have a direct recommendation yet, simply because your specification said 8 inches or more and color. And I haven't tried the ink pad. I don't know which version it is. I know that it exists and it's somewhere around there. But my own personal experience with in-pad devices before is that they're really well built and they're really good, but the ecosystem in the user interface and everything is something that I really don't like. So that's the reason why I actually stay away from ink-pad devices. As far as the other stuff, well, I'm still waiting on color versions of Kobo devices to arrive to me so that I can check them out. I have had communication with Kobo and I'm expecting them, but I think I need to kind of prod them along and see where they are, because that was over 2 weeks ago and this is something that should have already arrived by this time, but it hasn't. But they are on the way, so we'll see. And then I'll be able to actually tell you more about how they work. And also I'm waiting for the Go Color 7, which I know is on the way here. So in the next batch of videos in 2 weeks, I think we're gonna at the very least see the Go Color 7, if not also the Kobo Color devices that I can check, and then I can make a recommendation. As far as everything else goes, what I would personally do, I don't really need the color content that much, but if I did need it, I would personally wait for the Sage Color version if Kobo decides to make one, right? Or go with the Libra color, because Libra is generally speaking a really, really good one. However, you really need to keep in mind the inherent negatives that a Kaleido 3 panel or any Kaleido technology brings to the table, which is less sharpness, less contrast, less brightness in the overall image. And for me, the colors that it brings to the table, if calibrated correctly, they are nice, paper-like, but I'm not really sure that I would go jump ship from my Sage, simply because I really, really love how that whole thing works, excluding the battery life, of course, which is abysmal on it, but still, the rest is so good that I continue actually using and enjoying using it. Thank you for the hints. Looks like Onyx just announced the Remarkable 3. What is your opinion on the Boox Go 10.3? Looks like they did what we all asked Remarkable to do. Have a great day. Thank you. Have a great day too. I've already covered the Boox Go 10.3, but just a short summary. I think it's a really important device. I think that it's been announced at a critical time, which can be damaging to both Remarkable and the Supernote, because Remarkable 3 doesn't exist, Supernote A5X2 delayed and uncertain what it looks like and what it brings to the table. This brings quite a bit of certainty and comfort and really, really competitive price and 300 ppi. So very, very compelling device from Boox. I need to get my hands on it and see how it works, how it performs in real life. And we need to see when it appears, because at the moment of actually recording this, it's going to be 2 weeks from when you actually see the video. So maybe in the meantime, since I've recorded this and when the video comes out, we have received more information about the availability of the Go. But at the moment, the Go 10.3 is delayed, and no clarification on when it will be available. So that also, I think, plays a crucial thing. But in general, I think it looks like an extremely promising and extremely important device to come out from Boox. So let's see what it actually is like in reality when I get my hands on it. Any insight if we can expect the Boox NoteAir 3 Plus anytime soon, or if the Go line was all for this release cycle? Waiting for 10.3-inch eNote with backlight, no BSR, and 300 ppi. Traditionally, I have no insight, so that's first things first. Second thing is that the only release cycle that's fairly regular for Boox is the beginning of Q4 of every year. That's when they usually launch at least 1 or 2 devices every single year, sometimes more. This time they've actually spread it apart like a lot more, and that is new. Usually this type of release, the Go series that we've seen, previously this is something that would happen in April. I don't know, we'll see, but I'm expecting mid-September or mid-October to actually have some more announcement about more devices, and I think that it's extremely reasonable to expect that they would use the 300 ppi screen that they use in the Go 10.3, they just put it in the existing NoteAir 3 and then just ship it, and people are going to buy it because everything else that you've mentioned is already there. In the NoteAir 3, the only thing that it doesn't have is the 300 ppi screen, and that's basically what we can expect, and it's a complete no-brainer for them to do. So that's one of the devices that I would absolutely expect to see in Q4 from Boox. Whether or not we actually get to see anything else, I don't know, I'm not sure. I hope, one of the things that I'm hoping for is a color 13.3-inch version of a device, because there is a 13.3-inch Kaleido panel that is out there. But again, I don't know if that's something that we're gonna see or have. I really don't know. Hello, have e-ink technology reached its speed limit? Can future tablets be faster than Onyx Tab Ultra C Pro, or has the technology reached its peak? I mean, that there is some speed limit imposed by the physical structure of the technology itself, and beyond this limit, it doesn't matter what kind of powerful processor or memory you use, because the limits may have already been reached. I don't know if the speed limits have been reached. I don't think so, because technology can always improve, and I think that there's speed improvements, ability to improve it even further. As far as the speed limits have been achieved, like the CPUs are already beyond what the screen is capable of displaying with the BSR or whatever technology that you want to use. It's already way too fast. So the bottleneck is the latency of the screen and the e-ink panels. I don't think personally that the technology limits have been reached as far as latency go, but as far as the color screens go, the Kaleido technology is limited and capped by the get-go because of that passive matrix and the very nature of the approach of that panel. So that is a dead-end technology, but a very successful one at that, because you have multitudes of devices and they are obviously able to sell a lot of panels to multiple manufacturers here. So e-ink is, you know, earning quite a bit of money here on the Kaleido 3, and for a dead-end technology is doing really, really well. And they are able to improve it a lot, which is like Kaleido 3 panels, really, really good and much, much better than what any of the previous Kaleido iterations. So that's a really good thing to see. However, there is that cap that you just know won't be possible to overcome. I guess we just have to wait and see until the true panels, true color panels that have color ink cells actually come out, and then we become competitive enough to actually be used in devices like this, because we've seen Gallery 3 or in Bigme Galley, that was not really competitive. So yeah, it remains to be seen. I think that there's plenty room for technology improvement on all fronts as far as the e-ink screen and e-paper technology is concerned. This is regarding the Bigme B751C bomber device, and the user says, you were never in the e-ink center to try the different modes. There are better modes to render both color content and black and white. I'm absolutely sure that there are better modes, as there are on other devices as well. However, none of the modes should allow a device to have color bleed the way that we've seen it on the Bigme B751C. That color bleed in a purely monochromatic content is a mistake that needs to be corrected on their end, and the display mode quality has nothing to do with that particular issue at hand. This is regarding the SuperNote A5X2 and the image that we saw before. Due to the shadows around the A5X2, the device is likely to be a lot thicker in the middle. What is no longer possible, however, is that a Mobius screen is installed. And unfortunately, that is true. So Mobius screen, what does that mean for those who don't know? That means that that is a Mobius flexible, because it's a plastic screen. So it's lighter, it's thinner, more fragile, but still it allows way closer feel of writing, or distance between the surface of the screen and the screen itself when writing is way closer. Unfortunately, that's not something that that we will be able to see. So it looks like that A5X2 will have a glass screen or Carta screen. So yeah, that's a boo-hoo. And the thickness thing, absolutely. I mean, yeah, my initial comments about that thing were completely kind of silly, because afterwards, as you've seen on the pinned comment in that video, is like I'm looking at my Quaderno sitting on the table exhibiting the exact same type of thing. It's like, oh yes, of course, it's the belly thing, so it is going to be like that. And I honestly don't like that. I don't understand why would they actually go for a design like that. We'll have to wait and see. Like this, it's just an image, so we'll have to wait and see. But the implication of a design like that is something that normally I don't like, but there are instances where it actually can work. So let's wait and see what they manage to do with that kind of design, if that's what they actually went for. So, because we still haven't seen the back, so we don't know yet. This is a question regarding Boox Poke 5. Hi, can I access Google Drive and read Google documents on it? Yes, you absolutely can. Can I access newspaper websites and read them normally? I don't know what means read them normally, but you can install any web browser and then you can browse internet and yeah, access newspaper websites however you want. I have a Kindle 10 PV that I would like to be able to read research articles from the web on, but I can't. Okay, I don't know what to do with that, but hopefully these things helped you answer these things. One thing to keep in mind, this is just a 6-inch screen, so adjust your expectations accordingly. This one is regarding the Bigme B751C. You can't just enjoy clicking so much without letting us try it. Of course I can. Hello, and what about the new Kobo devices? Thanks. As I mentioned in one of the previous questions here, I have been in touch with Kobo, and I have the confirmation that they are going to send both devices to me. And so far they should have arrived, but I don't know where they are. They aren't here yet, so I have to double check that and see when are they gonna actually arrive. But it is something that should eventually happen and be reviewed on mydeepguide. All right, so that is it for this session of Q&A. Thank you so much for engaging, and thank you for the questions that you have, because that makes it fun for me to actually interact with you guys on a semi-regular basis like this. As usual, please do leave your questions for the next iteration of Q&A in this as comments in this video, because that makes it easiest for me to actually locate them, collect them, and find them. I hope that you found the video interesting, entertaining, and or useful in some way. If you did, please like and subscribe and ding the notification bell in the description below to get notified on when new videos come out on MyDeepGuide, and also visit the mydeepguide.com/shop for NDO, MMP, hyperlinked PDF files that help you centralize, organize all of your life, personal, professional needs, meeting needs. More info in the hyperlinked playlists in the description below. And yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye.